tomorrow.
The hater virus is tough to shake.
It is. It's tough, man. And we might have just a little hate going on right now as we proceed into the James Harden issue, because last night James Harden pulled off a first, a 60-point triple-double. Never been done before in NBA history. Shannon Sharp, you impressed?
Skip, I'm very impressed. Anytime you can do something in a positive. Now, somebody turning the ball over 15 times, you know, he's the first person to turn the, you know, Jason Kidd has the most turnovers in the game at 14.
Sort of like that LeBron quadruple-double.
Why we got to bring up LeBron? This is James Harden moment.
I don't know.
It's James Harden moment.
You kind of opened the door for that.
Skip, this is very special to get that many points. Normally, when someone has it going like this, everybody passes him the ball, they get out of his way. When Kobe scored his 81, he had 2 assists. This man had 60 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. But here's the kicker, Skip. He's had 2 more games where he was responsible for more points. But for him to score 60 and still get his teammates involved, because with 2 minutes left in this ball game, they were tied.
No, it was a close game. It went to the wire. They needed all of him.
In Kobe's 81-point game, Skip, he had 2 assists. He was responsible for 86 points. James Harden was equally responsible for 86 points. I think what's so impressive was the amount, the scoring. James Harden is prolific. I don't think anybody thought he could score like this when he was on the, you know, coming off as the 6th man in OKC. Nobody saw this, but we should have known, because I think he opened his career, what, 2 40-point games or high 30s, first guy to do that. And so we like, okay, he might be on to something. But not this, because over the last couple of years, we've seen he and Russell both get 2 you know, 50-point triple-doubles, which was an anomaly because only Oscar Robertson and Wilt had done that before. So he's like, but we're seeing an uptick in these high points, assist games, or triple-double games. But 60 and 11, Skip, that's a lot of points. We know James Harden can go get buckets. And it only took him 30 shots.
30 shots.
Kobe, when he got 81, I think he took 46 shots. He's unbelievable. And the way he can draw fouls, if you look at him, they're going to call a foul on you. And you're going to go to the free throw line. He's going to make, he was 17 to 18 last night. I thought this was a very special night. He locked up MVP, that's for sure. Unless LeBron James goes 22 and 3 and 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, it's over. James Harden won it.
That holy terror up in Oklahoma City is going to make a run at this. Trust me, I know he had a bad night last night, but we got a long way home. He's going to make a run at averaging a triple-double. Russell Westbrook will, and he's going to keep lifting that franchise up and up and up. And you're going to say, well, Melo's not contributing that much, and Paul George is a good sidekick, maybe a little better sidekick than Oladipo.
But he's an all-star. Paul George is an all-star.
Well,
James Harden. Think about it. Now, he did this without Trevor Ariza. He did this without Chris Paul. Eric Gordon got hurt with about 10 minutes in. So he had to bring it home. He scored 60. The rest of his teammates had 54 and 6 assists. He was 6 and 11.
I give you that he probably took the lead last night for now. And I will give you this. He is a rare offensive player.
He is.
I've never seen anything quite like him before. He is a one-man juggernaut.
Yes.
He can put on a one-man show unlike anybody this side of LeBron when LeBron gets going.
Yes.
But in this case, this man, remember, he's 6'5", and he has like effortless gliding quickness where you say, he's quicker than you think because he's just gliding past people.
And he's got better handles. I don't think people realize how good his handles is with that left hand. I mean, he's in and out. He's stepping back. Now, it'll be interesting now. We know Steph Curry and Klay can get it going. We saw Klay last year get 60 points in 29 minutes.
29 minutes.
I don't know if he can get this assist total. I don't know. Because think about it, Skip. Like I said, normally when what did Kevin Durant say when Steph Curry had it going? Just get out of his way. Not only were they getting out of his way, he was putting them back in the way, he says, because when they send 2 to 3 at me, I'm going to give you an easy dump off so you can get the dunk or the layup or the wide open shot. But to get 60, I didn't think it was. Well, we saw Russ. Wasn't the playoff last year? He got 57 and 14 and a triple-double. But for him to get it in 30 shots with he's special. He's definitely a. We keep going at who's the top 5. Man, I don't know how you keep James Harden out of that top 5 list, Skip. I don't.
He has the best slither through the lane I've ever seen. Where he can Euro step it and just kind of slither through bodies. And all of a sudden, he's at the rim. And he's not a mad dunker. He just lays it off the glass. And it's hard to stop him from laying it off the glass. And if he gets the 3 going, which is not always, But if you get it going,
over.
you are dead.
Yeah,
man.
you're dead.
You got no shot.
None.
Because do I stay or go? Do I stay or go? Right. And he just got you on roller skates.
Because most times he's going to get past you with that dribble. Now, if he's hitting that three and you got to push up on him to make sure he doesn't just rise up and shoot that ball, you got no chance in stopping him. And he might have behind, I think Kyrie has the best handle. Steph Curry got better handles than people give him credit for.
I agree with that.
But James Harden is up there.
He's in the conversation.
Yeah.
Now, for some perspective, let's step back from last night. It was a January 30th game in Houston against the Orlando Magic. And what happened in this game, Mr. Sharp? There was no Chris Paul.
Nope.
There was no Trevor Ariza.
Yep.
And pretty quickly, there was no Eric Gordon.
Correct.
So you've lost all of your offensive firepower, and all of a sudden, James Harden's got the greenest light in the NBA.
He always has a green light.
Well, he does, but now he said he turned to coach and said, we don't even have Eric.
Right.
And Tony says, go, just do it. You do it. So he did it and kept on doing it. And it took every last dribble that he had in him, every last point, to keep Orlando from pulling off the upset.
He played 46 minutes and 26 seconds.
Okay.
I mean, think about that. So he had
probably a tired young man.
Yeah. So it just goes to show you what Wilt did. Wilt once played 48 minutes and 5 seconds for an entire season. So he played every minute plus the overtime when you equate it. Skip 46 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. And James Harden is coming off where he missed like 2 weeks because of that hamstring. So I don't know if he's fully healthy. Man, if he hadn't won this game, Skip, I don't even know if we'd talked about it.
Okay.
Because, it's just like Booker. Remember, Devin Booker had that 70-point, and it was just a fleeting moment. He got 60 and 11 and 10. You got to talk about this because we've never seen it before in the 75, 76-year history of the NBA.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk about another game because this is my issue going forward with James Harden. Do you remember one morning you came in here after Game 6 of the playoff series Spurs versus Rockets?
Yes.
And Game 6 became the closeout game in Houston.
Yes.
And you sat right there in that same seat, and different words were coming out of your mouth in very different tone about James Harden.
Yes.
Because you were outraged at the disappearance of one James Harden against a Spurs team that was playing without Kawhi and without Tony Parker.
Yes.
Game 6 will live in infamy for years.
Yeah, he's not living that down. No.
Okay? So, just for the record, he scored in that closeout game, and they lost that game 114 to 75.
Yes.
114 at home to a depleted Spurs team. James Harden in that game scored 10 points. He scored 60 last night on January 30th against Orlando. He scored 10 points that night. He got 3 rebounds and 7 assists. And he had 6 turnovers, and he was a minus 28, plus minus, in the game. And he was 2 for 11 from the floor and 2 for 9 from 3. That is an all-time disappearing act by your superstar.
I think he was hurt, Skip. I mean, he had been dealing with either a foot or an ankle or a knee or something, but he had been banged up.
He hadn't looked hurt in the previous game.
But in that situation, you lose. You can't lose by 44. You can't lose with the runner-up of the MVP scoring 10 points. That can't happen.
Yep.
Sometimes teams, they took their foot off the gas. Okay, no Kawhi. Oh, y'all can't beat us without Kawhi. And no Tony Parker either, so you're down 2 starters. Oh, we finna blow y'all out. We're going to go back to San Antonio. That's what I said. If you respect everyone, you underestimate no one, you shouldn't have a problem. But you start looking about who's not in the lineup as opposed to worrying about who is in the lineup on your team and you taking care of business, and that's what happened. But
how many times has James Harden disappointed you in the postseason?
Well,
it's been a bunch of times.
Yeah, he disappointed me because, when he was the Thunder, I had Miami.
Okay, so but he's been with Houston for a good while now. And he's been one big disappointment after another. He's had big games and big games.
that Warriors series when they had him. And he had an opportunity to win the ball game, and he turned it over.
I can show you a couple of games where you say, who was that?
Yeah.
Who was that guy? So I don't really care that much about January 30 at home against Orlando. I care about April and May and June. I got to see more from him and his new running mate, from CP3. I got to see more. Well, you do it when it matters.
He definitely needs to have moments like this, maybe not 60-point triple doubles, but he definitely need to have defining moment game in the playoffs.
Is he that guy? Is he made of that stuff?
I believe he is. I believe he is.
Steel in that backbone?
We're about to find out because, you know, he and Chris Paul, now they've come up a little short once it gets to the playoff time. And you know, at least Chris Paul has never been to the Western Conference Finals. At least James Harden has gotten there. Now, they should have, you know, maybe closed that game out. I believe if James Harden gets back into that situation where he has a chance to beat the Warriors on the last second shot, he's not dribbling that ball off his foot.
Rockets play the Spurs tomorrow night.
Oh, he about to dump on y'all.
Is he going to do 60
dump on y'all?
You think so?
30 plus.
Case of do on 60?
No.
You just
what's like only Wilt put back-to-back 60-point games.
I'm just saying, he's that guy, you say. So I don't think he's that
60-point games back-to-back, really.
I can't wait for what's coming up next because Michael Vick, who's played a little quarterback in his day, joins us here on Undisputed to settle a raging debate that these two have been having for quite a while. Is Tom Brady exaggerating this laceration on his throwing hand? Stay tuned for this.